Hello and welcome to another Vigor news video. Today we are going to go over the 1.1 update and give our thoughts of it and measure up some opinions of the community. If you haven't seen the changelog video that I made, please do go over to that, as I do go into more, some detail of the features that has come into the game. I'll put a link to that in the description. Anyway, let's get straight into that video.
Peggy 16.
So here is the biggest thing we see for this update, the Brodelin Bridges map. It adds verticality to the game and gives another map that has a geographical sort of boundary. Just like Grondheim Valley, for example, that has a river passing through to split the map in half, so does this. I quite like the aspect as it gives a choice whether or not you want to cross this geographical boundary to reach your goal, say a crate or a point of interest, or you're going after some shots in the distance, but you have to obviously cross the bridge or river. As I said, it adds a verticality which can bring a variety to the gunplay within the game. You could be wanting to cross the bridge to get loot and have someone sniping you from below, or someone can be on the pedestrian walk underneath and be shooting at someone who doesn't suspect their position. Yeah, a lot more variety in my opinion, although I was kind of thinking at one point the bridges may become obsolete due to people not wanting to cross. But there are opportunities, as I've found, to find more loot. There's actually, I think, a lot better loot on the bridges, which is quite worth it. And you can find the comm station on the bridge. There is a spawn on there. The community response to this map has been good, as expected. But we'll have to see in the next few weeks to a month if they find an issue with it, or what have you. Now we have the buried cache being showed off. As we can see, you get a Polaroid of a position. This can be found in any lootable space, basically. So on the map, for which we find the location, and we can find about mid to high tier loot. This is a great feature, as it can give an extra thing to do to find loot on a map. And I think it is quite ideal if you want to play passively within a game. Sometimes you can modify that depending if you found the cache or not. Still trying to work out locations for the new map, so it is a little bit difficult using the cache at the moment. But we should be able to be good when you recognize a location on like a different map. Certainly going to be good. The community opinion has been limited, as people do actually have to find the treasure to give opinions. But from what I've seen of a certain response from the Discord, someone screenshotted basically a mid-tier cache, which is to be expected. And yeah, so it's very heavy RNG, what you're going to get in the cache. It's not really guaranteed most of the time. So that could be a downside with the community. But it is fairly limited. You can get military grade loot or pretty much mid-tier loot. So the opinions will differ. It's just what I was saying. Some people might get frustrated if they're getting mid-tier loot all the time from it. So we have the new weapons come to the game. Now, an update to the changelog video that I put out yesterday. There was a gun that I announced that wasn't in the game. So just have to keep that in mind for future updates. You can find out which one it is, but I don't want to go into it if they haven't actually officially released it. So all the new guns are, as we see it here, Combat Magnum, SSG 82, ZA M72 and the MGV 176. The opinions are very limited at the moment, so we'll aim to get a review of the weapons as soon as I can when I can get my hands on them. But as for the opinion of them, adding these guns to the game, I can say they've been very good. It seems like they will be adding new weapons in the future, which is always pretty good. So we got a new MG, sniper, SMG, and pistol, or I guess you could call it pistol, which I think is a good balance of new weapons. All are blue rarity except the SMG, so the MGV 176. This brings the current total weapons to 27, which is 3 snipers, 3 pistols, 8 or 9 ARs, depending if you count the para as an AR, 4 LMGs, 2 shotguns, 6 SMGs, I've put 6 or 7, and 3 knives. To add to this update, there were some changes to recoil, sway, and spread across all weapons, and has given better gunplay, as there are less issues with where your bullets may or may not land. So you should be able to see an improvement with that. LMGs now require you to prone on the ground. That was what I was mentioning about the machine gun stance yesterday. So you can prone on the ground to get any accuracy with it, with the gun you have, which was a very good change, I think, because the guns were quite overused before due to their relative stability. So was very strong to use. Now you have to be very selective with it. The community opinion on this has been on the down low, just due to everyone has to actually find the weapons. But with the fact of the new SMG taking a lot more ammo, people are questioning to how overpowered it could be. Although a lot of excitement through the new weapon of the Magnum being in the game, seeing as it's quite an iconic gun in general, which is pretty cool. Along with the gun changes, the Suomi SMG received a nerf, but has still seen to be one of the most used guns, except from the Thompson and Silver Pigeon, seeing as those are common, plentiful, basically. Suggesting that there is either not that much change at all, or people haven't really adjusted to the new update, but we'll have to see about that. Weight influence could be one of the more controversial changes with the update. I, for one, would say it was a very good change, as when you compare it to before, you could just run around without any punishment. Now you have to be very selective with what you want to loot, or either take the risk or with having more loot. This does depend on what items you have. Wire and nails may not be as much weight, whereas carrying fuel and electronics, for example. So it's good in that sense that you have to take the risk for more reward, which is entirely what the game is all about, and they have made a good step in the right direction for developing that feature. Now, this is where the community is quite split on the matter at the moment, as there has been some people calling the change bad, as it now in turn changes how people behave, and now I've seen more people camping exits and killing people that crate. But we can't really jump to conclusions, as there could be other factors facing that, and wouldn't necessarily be a direct correlation, but we'll have to see in the coming weeks whether people join in on the bandwagon of camping exits and stuff like that. Lastly, we will look at something that hasn't been included in the Vigor trailer, which is threat and team kill changes, namely the distinction between the two, as it was a very important change as well to the game. There is now an icon for Team Killer, and the threat icon has been modified to follow suit. I think this has been a good change to further clarify what has happened in an encounter between two people. As well as this, if you team kill, it does not go towards challenge progression, and also you can't get a threat symbol. This will all hopefully stack up to less team kills, as there aren't going to need it for challenges, and it also publicly names and shames the player officially as a team killer. This might not be a big factor, but we will have to see about the psychology behind it. So that's sort of my review around the update. As I say, I'll probably give a weapon review once I am able to get my hands on those weapons. I do apologise. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Please do like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want more of this content, alongside doing general Vigor highlights videos. And obviously give a comment, tell me what you think about how I've laid out the video, or your opinions of my opinions. But anyway, see you around, and thanks for coming along and listening to what I have to say. Bye bye.